Coach Devin here. Let's talk body insecurities. Before we get going, click that thumbs up down below and please subscribe. I've also put together some great free PDFs. They're down in the description down below. Everything from my guide to amazing abs to an at-home workout that requires no equipment. It's all down there for you to download. It's my gift to you. All right, so body insecurity. One of the things that amazes me about people in general is that everybody has body insecurities and that people think that other people don't have body insecurities, which is an interesting situation. We all have insecurities. We all have things that we don't like about our body. And I want to talk personally for a minute about myself. As a kid, I was very shy, I was awkward. I didn't have a lot of friends. And some of that stuff I probably created in my own head, and some of it was, who I was. But I was always very uncomfortable with my body and very uncomfortable in general about how I looked. So it was always a significant challenge for me right from the time I was, probably from the time I was 12 years old when I realized, hey, this is how I look. I was always very, very skinny. I was just a skinny little kid. I was tall and skinny. So when I hit about 14, my brother got a weight bench for Christmas. Had done it a couple years before. I started to work out then. I started to work out specifically because of the fact I didn't like how I looked. And that negative thought process, body insecurity, lasted a long, long time. It in reality lasts right up until today. There's still some things that I don't like. I still look at myself and go, that could be better. Those are things that I think that have just stuck with me. It wasn't though, and I mean, this is not debilitating insecurities now, but up until the time I was in my early 30s, I very much was uncomfortable with everything about my body. Didn't like my legs, wanted to be bigger, wanted to be leaner at the same time. Like, there was a lot of stuff there, and that led to a number of things. I mean, I took steroids in my early 20s because I was uncomfortable with my body. I worked out like a demon. I ate stupidly now looking back on it. I ate either too little, too much. I tried every diet out there. I have probably tried at least once. So I get where people are coming from with insecurity about your body, because that's just, it's part of the human condition that everyone is insecure. I am no different than anyone else. And what's funny is a lot of clients are surprised that I have insecurities about my body, or that I ever had an insecurity about my body, because they look at me and they go, well, you're a trainer and you spend all your time in the gym. How would you have insecurity? How would you know how I feel? And to that I say, we're all the same. Everybody has body insecurities. And the problem is you just can't look at yourself objectively and see how you look. You look very subjectively. So I like to say, and I've talked about this before, I have skinny fat days. So on some days, you get up and maybe you're not in a good headspace or whatever it happens to be. And then you have a day that I feel skinny and fat at the same time. And that doesn't make a lot of sense. And I know that that's stupid. I can theoretically, I can understand that that's dumb. However, it doesn't change how I feel at that moment. And that's a challenge. I struggle with that. It doesn't happen often. It's not every single day of the week, but some days, you just get up and I look in the mirror and I'm like, man, I'm getting fat and I'm getting skinny. I look like an old man. Those things are what happened to me. So that's something that happens to me. I understand and get where it's coming for other people. What I want to talk about specifically with body insecurity stuff, though, is for people to understand that everybody has the same body insecurities. You see some guy or some girl that is super fit, that has abs, that looks great. They have the same or maybe more body insecurities than you do. And you see someone who is heavier, they may have fewer body insecurities, but they probably have them. And that's just because it's human nature. We all criticize ourselves really hard about how we look because we see ourselves every day. And some days you feel great and some days you don't feel great. What I would say, to be clear and honest, is what I did to help with my body insecurities is I would force myself, and I still do it to this day, I force myself to say, when I'm having a skinny fat day, when I'm having a day that I'm down about how I look, I say to myself, okay, would it be okay for one of my friends, to say what I'm saying to myself in my head right now? That's something that I instituted for myself when I was, in my early 30s, and it changed I don't want to make this sound like this life-changing epiphany, but it changed a lot of things about my life and how I viewed myself because I took a lot of stress off myself. And I think it's important for people to try that. We all have those body insecurities. We all have those moments where we feel like crap in comparison to the moments we feel good. It just happens. Everybody has some part of their body they're not happy with. Everybody has some part of their body they think, you know what, I could be a little better, or I could be a little smaller, or a little leaner, or a little bigger, whatever it happens to be. We have them. What I think is important, since you can't objectively look at yourself, you're always subjectively looking, saying, is this okay? Do I look all right? Whatever. Those things, to combat that, ask yourself every single time, is it okay for someone else to say the same thing about me? And if it's not okay, then stop doing it, or catch yourself when you do it and say, okay, not all right. Got to stop that. Say 3 things that are positive. That's what I instituted for myself. I had to say 3 positive things about my body right now. And then I would go say those 3 things about my body, and it really helped. It turns your headspace around. A lot of this game with body insecurity and fitness and life in general is about forcing positivity on yourself. So if you want to be positive, you can be positive, but say 3 positive things about your body, things you like, things you actually believe. When you have those down moments, it will change your day, but over time it will actually change your life and change a bunch of the insecurities you have so that you can get past those. Because listen, in the end of the day, nobody needs all the insecurities. You don't want them. They're not good for you. They're not doing you any good at all in any kind. They're just getting in the way of your everyday life, and you want to move on from those. Nobody wants a skinny fat day. Those aren't fun. They're not good days. So to get past those, institute some things that help. And I have found reminding myself not that, it's not okay for a friend to say it, therefore it's not okay for me to say it, and then saying 3 positive things about my body really does help. It will change a lot of things about your life. When you get done this video, click down below, please. In the description, I got a bunch of free PDFs, my gift to you. Have yourself an amazing day. Pick out some positive things about yourself and say it. You'll be happy you did. Don't fight the awesome.